are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the College Loop Podcast, episode 118 of the College Loop Podcast. I'm Dylan Larck at the Tank on Twitter, and I am here joined today by Mr. Tarr and Mr. Colin Beyersdorf. Colin, let's start with you. Just give Tarr a little bit of a break with his voice.
Yeah, you didn't say what you were start with me. I assume you're asking me how I'm doing because that's how we start every show.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. A little better than our friend Tarr here. A little under the weather from Saturday still, but I'm doing good.
Tarr, in like 7 words or less, how you doing?
I'm doing great. For those of you guys who listened on Sunday, y'all heard how long we went, and I am still recovering from Georgia, so I'm on vocal rest. I'm going to sound a little quieter today, and we're not going to chat as much. I'm going to let these guys get after it.
You're on math rest too, because that was definitely not 7 words or less. Well, yes, we're going to talk about some Auburn football. If you did not already know, trying to go more in depth on this Auburn Georgia game that transpired this past weekend, and Auburn goes into this week without an opponent. The bye week is here. Hallelujah! Don't think it could have came at a better spot in the season. And Colin, I'll put it with you. How can Auburn go into this bye week 1-0?
I don't like hearing 1-0 anymore. 1-0 is like ruined for me after the past couple of years. But obviously, I think the biggest thing that Auburn needs to do is just to regroup. You just played the number 1 team in the country. You're traveling to LSU, who has been playing lights out on offense. Defense has looked so, but they're putting points up on the board. And we learned today. You could say bad, but we learned today that it's going to be the night game, and so little nervous heading into that. But really, the best thing that Auburn can do is just get healthy and get a good game plan going into this LSU game.
And it won't hurt to kind of get some ice baths going. Get some warm towel treatments. Anything you could light some incense. Do anything you can to get mentally ready and get physically ready. In terms of this team is very injury prone. I would like to go one game. I'm so thankful for the bye week because I get to go one weekend without watching a single Auburn player hit the ground for some kind of injury or anything.
Knock on wood, they're still practicing.
Yeah, because you got to now. And mainly, Keontae Scott. Got to get him back. Austin Keys, got to get him back. And it's just the defense. The defense has been perfectly fine without those two. You just really miss Keontae Scott against Georgia. And
what is his return time? Because I thought he was out for not the whole season, but looking more and more towards that.
Hopeful LSU, probable Ole Miss, and Daniel said worst case Vanderbilt. I think that's how exactly Daniel said it. And really wanting him back for LSU, especially with Jaden Daniels being Jaden Daniels. And just kind of need something that can shut down that LSU offense. But, I mean, that defense for LSU looks bad. I mean, I know I'm the biggest Ole Miss hater on the planet, but Ole Miss is fraudulent. And that LSU defense made them look better than they are. I mean, Jackson Dart somehow got Offensive Player of the Week over Brock Bowers, so that makes no sense to me. But you just got to go into this bye week, get healthy, and Tarr, kind of go into the next point with you. Who really needs to take this time? Who needs this bye week the most?
I mean, it's tough to say that after the way that Auburn played on Saturday. And I say that because I can't really pinpoint one position group or one guy that I thought was underwhelmingly not great on Saturday, because there's an element of you're playing the number 1 team in the country for sure. But I mean, am I allowed to say Philip Mongtomery in the receiving team? No, and that's not even a knock on the play calling for real. I think that the number one way Auburn can improve, I guess, as an entity, is personnel rotations. and we talked about it a lot on the post game on Sunday. Excuse me, about how Auburn just had the wrong guys in at the wrong times, in weird situations given the play call. I didn't disagree with a lot of the play calling. Ike Jones said it today on, I guess we're recording today on the morning drop over at the War Report, that Auburn is just going to be a hard-nosed run the football team. And that's it. Might be just time to just say, okay, let's stop trying to force the pass. And I 100% agree, but you've got to make sure that when you are in those passing downs, passing situations, you've got the right bodies in there. And that kind of goes back into what Colin said about game planning. You've got to make sure you're scheming for the team you're playing. You alluded a minute ago to this LSU defense being suspect, and I think you're absolutely right. But I think that the number one way, and I've had this discussion with a handful of people, had a really good conversation with Alex Barker about this on Sunday, actually. And he brought up a great point. He and I were talking about Auburn's biggest strength might just be playing keep away. And then they did that against Georgia a lot. I looked up. I've never clock watched a game like I did that Georgia game in my entire life, in the entire existence of my entire entity. I've never clock watched like I did that game. 5-minute, 6-minute, 7-minute drives, playing keep away, not giving the other team the opportunity to score. I mean, hell, that's half the battle. It's not just making your defense do work, which they did, but scheming offensively to ground and pound, but also make sure that you've got the right guys in personnel-wise. And a lot of this is going back to the film room, man. I think that's the number one way you benefit this week, other than getting healthy, is spending a shitload of time in the film room. It's midterm season in the classroom. Hell, call this midterm on the football field. I don't think that doesn't play. Say this is the midterm time. It's time to go study. It's time to go really hit the books and see what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. And for me, I think that really goes down to what your guys look like, what your roster looks like. Now let's really hone in on the X's and O's, because I think you're staring down a slate of games you really could win. And if you exploit it correctly, I think that you're in great shape. But it really, for me, it starts with offensive game planning on the personnel side, less than the play calling side.
Yeah, I mean, Hugh Freeze even said that before the bye week splits the season in half in the best way possible. I feel like, and that's a week away from actually being halfway through the game slate. But you kind of go into this week, and I mean, if you're going to be running the ball, and you got to have the right personnel in there, you got to have the right blocking tight ends in there at any given time. You got to have the right receivers who can block as well. We saw, I think the A&M game was prevalent on that. You didn't have wide receivers who could block very well. I think Shane Hooks gave up a couple tackles because just wide receivers just unless you can get a Shedrick Jackson, you're not going to really have a wide receiver that can block very well.
Sure.
And I mean, it's going to be maybe get back to my soapbox. If you're going to run the ball a lot, maybe utilize the guy who can run the ball better than Peyton Thorne can. Not to say he ran it bad against Georgia. I'm just saying a lot of plays could have been made if Robbie's legs were utilized in more scenarios. And that just comes down to game planning some more. But this LSU defense, not good. Get to the film room. Get Jarquez Hunter involved better, per se. And maybe even go into this week with Brian Battie as a starting running back, actually.
So it's kind of funny you say that, Dylan. I was going to say, if I had to, I know I kind of copped out when you asked me, what players that can improve the most. I think this really might be Brian Battie's time to shine, fellas. I really do. And that's not me taking anything away from Jarquez Hunter. We had someone say in the live stream on Sunday that they think that Jarquez may just be a better feature back, not feature back, but complimentary back. Hell, I think Brian Battie may be a better feature back than we ever gave him credit for. And certainly this room is missing Damari Alston. I mean, for sure. But I think that kind of plays into your schematics too. Maybe you go into this LSU game and say, technically our RB1 is Brian Battie, even though I don't think you have one. I think you get Jeremiah Cobb more involved in LSU for sure. But I think Brian Battie could, that guy could pop for 100 plus. I'm not joking. Especially if you can get him downhill on a chunk play, that guy could pop for 100.
Something that we still haven't seen yet, though. A running back hit 100 yards on the ground during a game. I'll run that hit 1,000-yard rusher this season. And
I'll say it. I think, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and say this as a quote. Brian Battie is going to be Auburn's first 100-yard rusher this year in a game.
and he probably is going to hit that in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
And I want to get Cobb involved as much as possible, but for the formations that Cobb goes in for, he's only going to go in if Robbie Ashford is the quarterback. That's just how they practice.
which is odd.
Well, I think those two mix together very well, speed-wise.
Are we not counting Peyton Thor's 100-yard rushing game?
We talking
running
about
backs.
100-yard running
Okay.
back rusher.
Peyton Thorns was out of the blue, and it was against Stanford. But I just really need a Brian Battie, Damari Alston, Jarquez Hunter. I think Damari Alston when he gets healthy. We don't know exactly. Hopefully he'll be back by LSU. I don't. What was it? What happened to him again?
Brian Battie may not be back this year, Brody.
Well, Brian Battie will be back against LSU.
Brian Battie, I'm sorry, Damari Alston.
What was the injury?
What
was the injury for Damari Alston?
I know that it wasn't super severe. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but LSU doesn't feel like in the picture. I think it's going to be late.
Yeah.
I think it's like Vanderbilt if he's back by then, which sucks a lot. Because
all the more reason to get Sean Jackson on the field.
I think, Colin, it's time to get Sean Jackson more involved.
Yeah, for sure. I think we need to get all of our running backs as many touches as we can. I think the strength is in numbers here with our running backs room. I think you've got 4 solid guys, and I just did look it up. It was a dislocated shoulder for Alston, so hopefully he can come back. He needs that to get tackled, I'm sure. Hold on to the ball.
Keep it on the outside. Just take him to the sideline every time.
Yeah. Put him in one of the big old casts and just club hand.
You know, when you play somebody 14, you have a quarterback that isn't really fast. So if you do run with them, you just have your button ready to slide. Just do that. Just have him, as soon as someone comes near you, get down, lay down, hand, just take a knee, do something.
But that's like the whole point of Damari Alston. That's like kind of the point.
Hopefully he'd be back. I would like him back for Arkansas. And I guess Vanderbilt would also be. It goes Arkansas Vanderbilt, right? Or is it Vanderbilt Arkansas?
Vanderbilt Arkansas.
Is it actually?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The Vanderbilt
today.
We have 4 games in November.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what happens when you have a bye week in October.
Just weird. I don't know.
Well, we don't usually have a bye week before Alabama, anyways. But yeah, you just really need to get these running backs some kind of rhythm to go along with. And even if that's Brian Battie getting 100 yards through the air, you have to find a way to get this running back room involved as much as possible.
Sure. I think that everyone and their brother would agree with you on that. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So.
Mm-hmm.
And back to personnel. Do not throw 50-50 balls to Malcolm Johnson Jr. For the love of everything that is holy, in that situation, Shane Hooks, fall to Fairweather. End of list.
Right.
End of list.
Right. That's not about the truth. That's not about the truth. Moving forward, I'm going to pose this question in a second, but I just threw this in the rundown because it's really funny. I don't think anyone actually knows if Auburn and UGA are playing annually anymore, so I don't feel crazy about talking about that anymore. I don't think anybody, including the SEC, knows. So we'll see how that shakes out. Hugh Freeze today retweeted when someone was like, "Is this being cryptic?" And someone else was like, or he just was saying that he hopes that they keep the Georgia annual rivalry. I don't know. And then he retweeted it. Like, I took that as, dude, I don't have a freaking clue. So
all it takes is the SEC to just agree to the 9-game conference schedule, and then Auburn can keep playing Alabama, Georgia, and LSU annually, and everyone else can switch in and out. I don't give a crap about anybody else. Ole Miss, second thought to me. Mississippi State, second thought. Ole Miss, afterthought. There we go. Like, I don't really care to play all these teams every year. I just switch them out. Keep Alabama, Georgia, and LSU. I don't like the cop out of trying to make it to where it's only Alabama and switching out Georgia and LSU every year. I don't like that.
Unless we could agree for Auburn to win the Mississippi State game every year 3-2, then we could talk. But I'm going to open this up and then I'm going to butt out. There's been some interesting discourse today on Auburn Twitter, and this one really surfaced. Guys, is it time to get rid of the swag surf?
I don't think so.
I don't want to get rid of it completely, but I'm getting pretty tired of it as a student, especially. Going to it gets played at every athletic event, and that is my biggest issue with it. Like it could be an equestrian meet, and they'll do swag surf.
You're not trying to do swag surf at an equestrian meet? What's wrong
I'm
with
not trying to do swag surf at
you?
an
You have to
equestrian
get
meet,
those. You have to
actually.
get that crowd hyped up somehow.
Yeah. But I just think it needs to be saved, which is kind of what's being said on Twitter. I think it's just been overused, and so it's kind of losing its allure to me. Like it's fun to do at football, especially in big games and big situations. It can get the crowd really into the game headed into the fourth quarter, but I think you need to reserve that for your big games. And yeah, I don't think you only need to play it when you're winning, which is something I've seen a lot. Like we only can play swag surf if we're winning. No, because I think the biggest part of swag surf is it gets the crowd back into the game. But like if we go into basketball season and we don't swag surf for every game, like if we have an exhibition against UAH and we don't swag surf, I will not be mad.
You don't want to swag surf against AUM?
No, I don't. Maybe I just hate fun.
I will say, yeah, you do. But I will say, I do agree. I think they should just reserve it to. I don't think there should be a single non-conference game that swag surf is played. I don't think we should have done it against UMass. Don't think we should have done it against Samford. Samford, a homecoming, I could listen to arguments for.
My argument would be unless barring P5 home and home. A close game.
Oh, well, yeah. Like Cal next year for sure. Penn State.
No. Cal next year if it's close. That's it. If it's close. I actually kind of disagree with the fourth quarter thing. I think it should be like 2/3 of the way through 10 minutes into the fourth quarter, like 5 minutes left in the game if it's a close ball game, and then a commercial break, one of those 3.5-minute commercial breaks we're getting cursed with. Then you play swag surf, get the crowd into it. I don't know that it needs to be like an every game thing at all whatsoever. But like a night game when you're like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter and you're like either playing a close game or you're beating the brakes off of a rival. I'm all for doing it if you're beating the brakes off a rival, by the way, just to add insult to injury because fans are going to stay anyways. Like if Auburn's beating Alabama by 20 at any point of the game, play swag surf whenever you feel like it. I really don't care. Like that's different, right? But like it's got to be situational use. And I actually think maybe we should have a swag surf committee. Like
it's also it's a good recruiting tool as well because it's a way to get the.
I get that.
The juices
I have no problems with us doing it on Saturday. This past Saturday, none. It was appropriate use. That's fine. And I like the Queen intro to like the fourth quarter where they have the call response. Awesome. I think that's great. I also just don't think that barring a close game in a significant circumstance in any sport, you should swag surf. If it's really close in a meaningful game, go for it. I'm also like, I'm going to include the caveat that like, if you're playing Alabama in literally anything like basketball, if you're like the game that we won our senior year, like Auburn scored over 100 on Alabama and Auburn swag surfed anyways. I wanted to swag surf so bad just as an FU to them. You know what I mean? And like, that is different because I think I personally think most fans would agree with me there. Like it's like the reverse rammer jammer. Like you live for it. You know what I mean?
What if we just start doing it every TV timeout?
This is why we need a swag surf committee.
Every minute of game time, you just do it. TV timeouts are ridiculous. It'd be a way of protesting them.
It's pretty bad.
But yeah, it definitely should be limited a little bit. Again, Samford should not get one. UMass should not get one.
The old swag surf quota.
I think it should be like think of it like the Penn State whiteout, how they pick their games ahead of time for what games get the whiteout.
No.
I
don't know. I think it should be reserved for like the big rivalries.
No.
I think you got to base it off of feel. Like you can tell when an atmosphere is good for swag surf and when it is not. There's a feeling in the air.
Swag surf.
Well,
that's an unfair statement.
They're doing it at every single Auburn sporting event, Dylan. It's not just
they don't do it at softball.
Jordan Hare.
Can I also say something that's going to really make some people angry?
Yes.
Get Ben Brood the hell out of every single student section. Get every DJ out of the student section. Get them gone. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's not hype. It's dumb. That stupid DJ platform they've got in the student section now. One, if you're in the student section, you can't freaking see over it. I know because I stood there for one of the games in the non-con. Two, like the DJ stands for basketball games, they're tacky, they're goofy. Like there's no attack to Ben. I've danced my ass off in the boom boom room many a times to Ben Brood's masterful work. All right, but it's goofy. Every stadium has a DJ, like a resident DJ. It's their job to run music. Like that's why you had the music guy. Like you don't need a DJ. There's nothing hype about it. It's just goofy. Get it gone.
Those corner VIP sections are also very corny as well.
Okay, if you're gonna put a DJ in, put him there.
Yeah, that works perfectly. You put him right in front of like the band or whatever. I like that would work a lot better than just taking up 4 rows of seats.
Just put him in the middle of the band and don't give him like a nice place or anything. Just like have him sit with the band people, like in between the tubas and like the trumpets. It's just Ben Brood.
Yes.
Or put him in the Eagles' nest. Throw him up there.
He can watch
Out of the
from
way.
Haley.
Yeah, no one wants to watch the game from there anyways. You just put him up there in the top.
It's not that
Wait, you say put him on top of Colin, put him on top of Haley.
it's not like I have anything against like Ben specifically. Like I said, it's just like the concept of having a DJ is like stupid. I only said Ben's name because everybody in Auburn knows who Ben Brood is.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the additions Auburn made to Jordan Hare Stadium were very lame.
I'm actually just pushing my radical DJ Lee agenda. I'm kidding.
We don't hate Ben Brood. We just hate DJs in general.
No, I think that
We hate their whole profession.
We hate the DJ booth.
I think Ben Brood is a good DJ. Like I think he plays to his crowds quite well. I've enjoyed many a time at Sky Bar Cafe to him remixing Levels by VG. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, I think it's just tacky and it's goofy. And like I am the furthest thing from football purism because I think the deciding factor is I'm still like pro or anti jersey change. That's probably where I become a little bit of a football purist, but like it's goofy. Like there's way other things. There's like way other things. Like now, like also like I was over the moon, unlike some people that thought it was goofy when Auburn got LEDs everywhere. Like the light shows are cool under every circumstance. When someone pimps a home run at Plainsman Park and it goes into like dark mode, like that shit's sick. But like when you throw a DJ's booth in the middle of a student section when it literally doesn't matter, like I'm not there.
Well, Auburn invented LEDs as well. One of the many traditions we began here on the Plains.
Right.
We invented the swag surf, invented whiteout games, LED lights.
They did actually invent the Eagle, but
we invented the Eagle, and hold on.
Yes,
I am
get into
sick
it.
and tired of the Philadelphia Eagles using our Eagles.
I am too.
I am sick and tired of it.
okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Did they not cut a massive check to the Raptor Center?
They had to have.
I mean, sure, but it's a tradition that is uniquely Auburn, and we are making it so it is not uniquely Auburn.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Mockery of this.
I'm here to gatekeep.
I am so with you. Gatekeep. But if they did cut a monstrous donation check to the Raptors, Southeastern Raptor Center, all right, Auburn fans, like maybe think about also donating. Like maybe also like support it, because I think it's one of those things that everyone just assumes is going on, and no one's ever like, hey, let's donate to this fantastic organization. By the way, I don't know if you guys have ever gone to their like Birds of Prey show. Very, very like it's fascinating, and they're very, very and like very good at what they do. But I don't think they get a ton of like donor support. So like maybe think about that.
All right, fine. We're using the Eagles' money to buy 3 more Eagles, and we're gonna fly each of them around the stadium from each corner of of the walkways.
Now I'm listening.
I just don't like it. I don't like.
Agree.
It just is stupid that they're using our Eagle for their own. Do they even do anything whenever Independence is flying around? Because it's only been Independence that's been flying. Do they do anything?
Cheer.
Just
They
cheer.
look up and go, "Damn, that's really cool." And
Whoa,
then they
Eagle!
watch a football game.
They don't even like do fly Eagles fly or anything cool.
Yeah, but calling them on vocal rest.
It's just because Georgia Southern does that too, do they not? Don't they fly an eagle?
Yeah, hell no.
They just have one.
Oh. Also,
Maybe
stealing
I'm-
our things again. We have. I'm getting tired of people stealing our traditions. I can't. I'm getting tired of it.
All right,
Philly
let's
needs to
get this
train
done.
their own eagles.
If Philadelphia starts doing a tiger walk, I'm gonna lose it.
Philly needs to train their own fans.
That's a harder task than training an eagle.
That's what I was saying. That's well past I think it's easier to train an eagle to fly around the stadium than it would be to teach someone from Philly to be a reasonable human being.
It's a good thing we send our own trainers up there to take care of the eagle, because if not, they would have it great. I'm trying to land on some like greased light pole or something.
I'm surprised they don't like throw rocks at it.
Independence has been stoned. And this set the eagle cage on fire.
All right.
I'm glad we went on this tangent. This was a good one.
I'm really happy. I'm happy we're here.
It came about me talking about how Auburn started the whiteout tradition and everything else, and then get into why Philadelphia is stealing our stuff.
Bro, I don't want to talk. I'm tired of the whole like whiteout conversation or like any kind of theme. Like, oh, we told all of our fans to wear the same color shirt. Ooh.
We invented that, though. It's a tradition that's uniquely Auburn. We invented the whiteout. We invented the orange out. We invented the navy out. And people keep stealing our ideas. It's so stupid. Like, I don't give a crap about the Penn State whiteout. They do it against like freaking Iowa.
Dylan went to Tuscaloosa once and saw someone serving Minute Maid lemonade and was like, "Wait, that was Auburn's thing."
They don't have lemonade in Tuscaloosa. They barely have water. It's a stupid city.
They better not have Kaneka sausage there. That's all I'm gonna say.
He saw him flying the Alabama state flag. Said, "Auburn started that."
If they have trees next to any road, I'm gonna lose it.
Auburn invented trees. Y'all know in Starkville that every single tree on campus is numbered?
So they've got like 6 of them?
No, they have like 450 numbered trees and saplings.
People from Mississippi count that high?
Well, they put like a little metal tag on it. And my friend that he ran cross country there was like, "Dude, we number our trees." I was like, "Why?"
They're gonna go somewhere, like putting a tag on it's like branding a cow. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere, dude. What are you doing?
Like one male and it looks like a Christmas ornament. It's the most awesome thing I've ever seen.
Like a cowbell on it or something. Do something that's not that.
Okay.
Our,
So since Daniel Locke's not here, I want to put this on him. I think Daniel should go take a selfie with every tree on campus and just start numbering them. Just like he hits the ones at Toomers, he goes 1, 2, and just continues until he's found all however many we have.
I need to look on my Snapchat because I think the very nice downtown area in Starkville is called the Cotton District. I'd gone to the Cotton District with a handful of friends, and then on our way back, walked to my friend's house through campus, and there's a picture, a number of selfies of me with different tree tags and numbers, and I would just caption the Snapchat the number, and this made our 20-minute walk of an hour and 20 minutes long.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well,
people hate Starkville. I love it.
There is some good news to come about after all this talk that we've been doing.
There's been plenty of good news in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've had some good news.
Auburn basketball single game tickets go on sale tomorrow as it comes out at 9:00 a.m. Central Standard Time. And Tarr, I like your little thing here. Good luck. If you're wanting to go to the USC Trojans game, you better be lined up outside of your computer and ready to go at 7:00, just refreshing.
All of the Auburn fans are going to be like verbal meme, like The Office. Just,
I mean, this is going to be wilder than the Taylor Swift tickets. I can't lie. I mean, there's going to be people ready to go to this USC Auburn game.
Yeah. I am also people.
I am going to have, when tickets go on sale, I'm going to have my main laptop trying to get USC tickets and 3 other computers trying to get other tickets all on the same credit card. Someone pray for me.
Dude, you're getting locked out of your bank is what I'm hearing.
You just buy season tickets.
Dude, I think I'm going to try to get 8 for USC. Someone pray for me.
Hey, dude, I don't want to hear nothing about this jersey.
Well, I'm getting reimbursed.
He's buying a ticket for him and a ticket for everyone else he knows.
Okay.
You might get on that list, Dylan. You better thank him.
If you ask nicely, I'll only ask you face value for it.
Ask me resale price.
Okay, wait, actually, I do need to clear the air. I'm not buying these to resell. I promise people. I'm just got a high demand to go to the USC game. I have a wait list of 10 people that said for me to get them a ticket.
So you said they're going to be around $60. You're about to drop $600.
Yeah, but I'll get 540 of it back.
Yeah, but all at once?
Yeah.
Tarr's got that coin, Dylan.
As soon as I get confirmed, it'll be fine. Like as soon as I get my confirmation, I'll send everybody a screenshot, and they'll be like, "All right, here, Venmo."
I'm just asking. Yeah,
He got the bankroll.
It's not about his bankroll. It's about the other people's bankroll giving him the money back.
Listen, bro, just because I got a little bread in my pocket and didn't go and buy a Robbie Ashford jersey and decided to get my homie's basketball tickets, I mean, you got to throw shade.
You threw shade at me for buying a Robbie Ashford jersey.
Yeah, because I didn't get. I'm not the kind of person to get a little bread in my pocket and buy a Robbie Ashford jersey.
Sorry, that I'm supporting the QB1. The should-be QB1.
Sorry, I had a handful of my friends that said that they want to go to the USC game, and I said, okay, I'll try to get tickets. Everybody is responsible for getting in. Everybody has to try. I'm guessing they're going to limit you to 4 per purchase.
It'd be hilarious. It's not gonna. He's gonna be there. He might be there anyways, but it doesn't matter. What if LeBron doesn't get tickets?
I'm selling my tickets to Braun. What are you talking about? Yeah. So I'm getting I'm getting my bag, bro.
Oh, he's one of them.
Wait, my 10. You thought I meant friends? No, I'm bringing the Braun's the James family.
The LeBron's family.
It doesn't really matter. I'm bringing the Jameses. Women's basketball season tickets are on sale, by the way, and Auburn has someone who can dunk. Can we identify the individual?
Did you not?
I did not. I looked. I watched the clip and screenshotted it for you guys and went to sleep. Information transparent.
That sounds just about like Tarr. Sounds about Tarr.
I
can go grab it. I think it's a freshman. It's one of the freshmen that came in. If I'm not mistaken, I probably just looked through the height and kind of guess who it was. Just, off the rip, I want to assume. I'm not going to assume. I'm just going to go to Twitter and go get it myself. Because if I go by,
so here's my beef with Auburn women's basketball right now. You want to hear it? Can I rant it for a second?
Sure.
I went to see how much season tickets were going to be in the lower bowl, like seatbacks. The website doesn't work.
I was gonna ask how much, but I guess you don't know.
Because I was thinking about getting a pair for us to give away on the loop. I was thinking about getting a pair to like give away tickets here. And that still might happen, by the way, for listeners of the loop. I'm seriously considering that if I can get the damn thing to work. But I was going to try to get like lower bowl, right? And I went and clicked on it and added 2 seats in my cart, and I was like, no. I was like, oh, okay.
I think it's Taylon Collins.
Solid last name.
Yeah, I figured you'd feel that way. Yeah, it was 100%. Hang on. No. It was Samia Thurman. I'm almost positive.
That last name is not as nice.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable about
it would help if her jersey had her number on it.
Yeah, right. I think it's Samia Thurman because she's 6'5", bro. Yeah, come on now. Freshman?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, that makes it way more. It's not Yakaya. So, yeah, it's Samia Thurman. Yeah, so how crazy are we going to go when Samia Thurman throws down a dunk in a game?
Wild.
Like nuts, right? It's going to be...
Yeah.
The game-winning dunk to beat South Carolina? That's crazy.
Anyhow.
It's crazy that women's basketball's gone undefeated this year.
Ooh.
Auburn softball looked pretty damn good this weekend too, huh?
Dude, softball. Yeah, they're gonna miss Lindsey Garcia and Denver Bryant and Bree Ellis and
Everyone else.
Carly McConaughey, everyone that left. But I got to be honest, at first base, Amelia Leck, I don't think, yes, Brie Ellis it's going to be a drop off from Brie Ellis. Brie Ellis is one of the top first basemen in the sport. Amelia Leck, though, I think is going to be a very good replacement for Brie Ellis. And here's the thing, she can rake. She knocked the ball clear over left field. I mean, it was gone. The ball's gone. She hates trees. Confirmed.
A tree hater.
Which numbers?
Do what?
Which number trees does she hate?
I hate you.
We haven't gotten Daniel to do it yet.
Colin, you about to get banished back into the.
That was an excellent callback.
You're about to get banished.
Thank you. I'm glad someone can respect it.
But yeah, look, and I mean, in her first game in an Auburn uniform, she's already forcing pitchers to walk her. Like, that's a good sign. And it's going through. Anna Wohlers played pretty well. Another transfer from DePaul. Didn't see Penta this week. You saw more of.
Why would you?
Yeah, I must say I brought Lauren to the game, and she was like, "Why is Maddie not playing?" I was like, "Well, this is a exhibition game. It doesn't really count." And I got to be honest with all the people on this team. Maddie Penta probably needs the warming up the least.
Right.
But going through, you got Emma Rolfe, who came in and pitched pretty well. You had Annabelle Weidger come in during the Troy game, and she did really well. And that's what Auburn needed these exhibition games. They needed someone who could pitch alongside Shelby and Maddie.
Weidger also went 5 for 5 from the plate. That's all I'm going to say there.
Yeah. Hi. Two-way.
And Michaela Packer's hitting the ball harder than she did last year. Abby Smith, who just follows us on Twitter, by the way, but just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
the best base runner on the team. She made 2 great grabs. I think both of them against Snead. One of them where she dove into the grass to make one. And I looked over at Lauren. I was like, she need to put a pad on helmets. You know, that someone who make grabs like that on the football team. But overall, I mean, and KK led off batting, so it seems like if KK can get more consistent from where she was last year, I think she's going to be a great leadoff hitter. And she even hit a home run Sunday. So
Auburn softball certified back. I want to talk a little Auburn volleyball here for a second. So got to see the Auburn volleyball team in action in person for the first time this year. First off, I mean, round of applause to you guys, Auburn fans, for the attendance numbers you guys are doing this year. They are noticeably different than when Dylan and I were in school, pre the reboot of the program, pre Brent Crouch, obviously. Madison Shear, Sarah Morton, Fallon Lanham. I mean, you go down the list. That group communicates really, really well. I was really impressed with on-court communication, and also, I mean, I was impressed with the amount of kills, especially after UGA was just absolutely trying to. I know the objective here of the game is it's put in places where the team can't dig, but at the same time, they were playing with that chip on their shoulder, kind of the inverse of what we saw on Saturday from a moral standpoint. Like, hey, I want to come in and beat this ranked opponent, and never really blinking. I've never seen a team that looks like they're having that much fun. That was like the number one thing for me. Like, it's just they're smiling the whole game, and they are so young, like you mentioned before, Colin, and continually on the rise. There's clear buy-in. Brent Crouch, anytime that he can get a recruit to a game, is going to do very, very well. Is in terms of selling young ladies on Auburn, because this group's fun. They're high energy, and I was really impressed with the energy in the arena, even despite the fact that I was unable to do anything other than clap because I physically couldn't yell. But yeah, super cool. That group is rolling, and they will be back in action on. Was that Wednesday? Is it the second? So Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Thursday against Florida. Did I read that right?
Yeah, they're playing again. They're heading down to Gainesville for the second half of that series.
Redemption time.
And
yes.
Auburn softball will also be back in action on August 8th to play 2 more Alabama teams, AUM and Alabama State.
A lot of exciting stuff going on. Fall's busy. Except you think that as a fan that fall's super busy because you think of football. From our side, spring is infinitely more busy. I feel like spring is just a blender.
When basketball, when men's, women's basketball, and then baseball and softball are all going at the same
And
time.
gymnastics.
And gymnastics. Oh Lord, I almost got it. Gymnastics happens in the spring too. Yeah, when all those are going on at the same time, it's rough for us over here trying to keep up with everything going on because we end up recording during like some of the games or meets.
That's how you get the walk off.
Who's to play?
Walk off. Sadly, that clip is aged poorly because Denver Bryant, who made that play happen, is now a Gamecock.
South Carolina Gamecock. Tragic. Hate to see it.
Yeah,
So.
you hate to see it, but I think Auburn made the right moves this offseason in softball to be pretty much stay where they are in the SEC. So that's
we'll see.
I think this team is going to be pretty good, no matter what.
I think they're going to be okay. I don't think they'll be what last year's team was. I think it'll be a little bit of a step back.
I still think top 5 SEC.
I think that's feasible.
Yeah, I still think they'll be up there, and you can't beat what Arkansas freaking did in the portal. But if football, the portal didn't work out very well, maybe it'll translate to other sports as well. It's not working that well.
A man can dream, right?
Fingers crossed.
Colin Beyersdorf, 2 ways that everybody can support the show.
So the first way that you can support the show is to like and subscribe to the College Loop. And then the second way, I think the more fun way is to buy the War Damn shirt. Yeah, we got all these fun colors: navy, black, feathered black, gray, feathered gray. I'm not even speaking real words now, but you should buy the War Damn shirt.
I believe it's Heather, not feather.
Heather. Either way, hashtag feeling loopy. If you buy the shirt, post it on Twitter, tag us, and we'll throw you on the show.
And where can people find you, love you, and support you?
People can find, love, and support me on Twitter, just at Beyersdorf Colin, and that's BEYERSDORF Colin.
Very nice, Mr. Beyersdorf. Well done. I'm Harrison Tarr at by Harrison Tarr on the Bird app or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually dying, but I am going to tell you guys we appreciate you guys for always hanging with us. Make sure you leave your comments, your takes for how Auburn can get better on the bye week. Your takes for Auburn volleyball, Auburn softball, Auburn soccer, whatever you want to drop in there. Auburn barbecue, Auburn shopping. I don't know, whatever you're interested in. Drop in the comments, whatever you want to talk about next show. We certainly appreciate that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. That is the best number one way you guys can support us. And I can promise you, every single one of you that subs, we certainly appreciate you. You do not go unnoticed. Colin, Dylan, we're talking nerd talk about analytics before the show. And we certainly pay attention to you guys, and we want y'all to know how much you guys are valued. We love this community we built here, and you guys are the reason. Y'all have built it. We've just stayed here the whole time. So, like I said, make sure you like, subscribe, and buy the War Damn shirt, and show some love to our friends over at the Uptempo podcast and over at the War Report. Dylan.
Of course. Again, thank you all for subscribing to the show. We are now. We're now at Lilo. We're sponsored by Lilo and Stitch, by the way, if you didn't know, because we're currently at 626 subscribers for all you Disney adults out there. I'm not a Disney adult, but I do love Lilo and Stitch. I tend to make that joke. But I'm Dylan Larck at your boy Tank on Twitter/X. It redirects, of course. It's just right there at YABOI the Tank. Also have me on Instagram at Dylan Larck, DYLARCK. And if you want to follow us with the College Loop, you have us literally everywhere: Twitter, X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and of course right here on YouTube. You should like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts. What do you think Auburn does do this bye week to upset LSU? Unless Missouri it doesn't make it much of an upset following Saturday, because Missouri looks really good. Glad we played them last year, not this year. And if you want to listen to the audio version of the show, because you're tired of seeing our faces, I completely understand. Look at Tarr. It hurts to watch them speak, and it hurts to look at them in general. So you got Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music to go listen to us on there for. Rate us 5 stars. And also like, comment, subscribe here. Hashtag feeling loopy in the chats. And, of course, with everything and all that being said, this has been the College Loop Podcast.